Exercise 2. This one's going to be a quick one. And now we're going to take those concepts line, shapes, form, value, space. And what I want you to do is this. I want you to take a sheet of paper. I want you to take your pencil. Make sure it's at least an HB 2B. What I want you to do is you're going to draw your hand. And how am I going to do this? Now, I want to show you. I want to make sure that here's my paper right here. I don't want to put my hand here. I don't want to put it here where it's still in my eyesight. I want to put it 90 degrees, so I'm over here looking at my hand and my paper. It would take turning my head to look at my paper. If you can go further, it gets a little awkward now with the angles. But the farther away, 90 degrees at least. So here's my paper. Take it out of the range, your visual range. And that's the only way you'll be able to do this exercise properly. Because what is it? We are going to take one line, which is a contour line, and putting my hand over here to the side, 90 degrees, I am going to look at my paper one time. I am going to put down, so I don't want to put it up here in this corner where I'm going to go off the paper. I don't want to put it in the center. So if I'm drawing my hand, and visualize this, my hand is over here, I'm looking at it, and I want the whole thing to fit, and I'm going to start over here, so I want to put my pencil on the paper down here. So I have room to cover pretty much all the way around and come this way. So what I'm doing is I'm going to fix my eyes right here on my wrist, or this one. And what I'm going to do is without taking my eyes off of my hand, you cannot, try not to blink if you can. You're going to just take a hike, walk slowly all the way around, every curve, every crevice, every valley, every little line, but you're staying on the edge. So what you're trying to understand is what is the edge between my hand and the space around it? And all of a sudden you'll begin to see those little shapes of lines. Now it does take extra patience. Here's the kicker. I'm putting a clock on screen. It's a 5-minute clock. If you go from here and you go all the way through these and get to here in 5 minutes, you did really great. If you finished before that, not so good. If you only go through one finger in 5 minutes, that is excellent. It does not get any. Now, I don't want you to go from here to here. That's okay. That's maybe too slow. But even if you just get half, the idea is not to just finish it. The idea is to go as absolutely slow as possible to really begin to feel what it is to observe. Have you ever really, really looked at your hand? So as I'm looking at my hand and I'm just looking for every detail, getting a sense of the shape of that edge of the hand and the space around it, I'm going to be trying to trace it. Now, it's going to look, I tell you right now, it's not going to look like Michelangelo's hand or Da Vinci's hand when they drew one, but it's going to look incredible. We are looking for a beautiful manifestation of your observation transferred into line. And warning, don't judge it. The beautiful quality of the line that you're about to do, if you do this exercise right, and by right I mean as slow as possible. I'm starting the clock, and you're going to see me, and I should be kind of quiet for this one. I'm placing my pencil, so I'm looking at my paper, and I'm going to tell you many, many times during this exercise, slow down. Do not take your eyes. What does it take for you to focus and to become the instrument that goes from observation to the transferring of that observation into paper? How do you sync your eyes with your hand? Now, you should not lift your pencil ever, not once. You should not look, once you start, you should not look at your paper ever, not once. Please try it. Now, sometimes, wow, I get to areas where my eyesight is not that great and I need to focus. I stop. Don't lift the pencil. Slow down. Read the curvature. What I'm looking for here is the angle, the shape, and the interaction of some of these lines. Because that's what it is. Some philosophers would say, well, there is no edge when you look at a three-dimensional thing in space. Your mind is the one creating this edge because it is going in and away from us. But it's not like we could cut out the silhouette of it. Now, slow down. Ask yourself that question. Can I go slower? Can I go slower? And force yourself to go slower. Really, really take a beautiful, enjoyable hike. Your eyes are going for a hike and you're following every single detail that you see along the way. And you're seeing it like you've never seen it before. Now, I hope you placed your hand comfortably because if you held it up high, your arm might be getting tired. And maybe your neck too. So that was something I should have mentioned. Resting your hand would have been good. But trying to keep it absolutely still as you go for this walk. I just took a glance at the clock. We're at 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. So notice that I just got barely to the tip of my index finger. And I know you're not looking at the screen. You may go back and rewatch this video and get a sense of, okay, how did his line, if you need to, how did he do it so fast? No, so slow. And we're all going to have different results. The key here is how slow can you go? How well can you observe every single thing that you've never paid attention to before? Now you begin to see line and space becoming one shape, and you're really just trying to copy that shape down into the paper. So this is another exercise that I highly recommend. I'm going to tell you, if you're up for the challenge, do this 7 days in a row. So it only takes 5 minutes. You take a sheet of paper, you take a pencil, and you do your hand every day for 7 days. Oh no, I want more challenge than that. Okay, make it 30 days. So you do one every single day for 30 days. And look at the results. To do this just one time may not be, it's just a great, if you've never done it before, it's a great experience. Hopefully it's an eye-opening experience. On what it actually means to observe, to have that feeling of an artist taking in the subject, synthesizing it, just picking up the essential form of that line, of that edge. And I'm getting the feeling, yep, clock has stopped, so I stop there. My gosh, my hand always comes out the same. But there it is. So this is an exercise. You could push this from 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 30 minutes. The way to do this is actually to spend 30 minutes just doing one contour of your hand that then begins to follow the lines inside of it. And the slower you go, your observation skills become laser sharp. I gotta tell you, it is one of the best exercises that I could ever recommend. The other level of challenge is you put the pencil in your left hand if you're right-handed, and you draw your right hand. And that is going to be, that's where this goes.